have to be after they speak, actually.
Okay. Mr. Hyde.
Well, my name obviously remains Martin Hyde. I guess tonight is build a park on your street. I'm just actually moving onto Alderman Street at the end of this month, and there are 2 lots either side, so if we could talk about that next week, that'd be great. Anyway, I nearly fell off my chair when I saw this agenda item when it was posted. Ludicrous as it is. The parcels of land at 1174 and 1186 Hampton Road in total cover just less than 24,000 square feet, which for sports-minded people is less than half of a football field. The lots abut city-owned Whitaker Park, which in itself is just 3 blocks north of city-owned Centennial Park, which in itself is also adjacent to Pioneer Park. If the metric for city parks to residents by distance is within half a mile, the 40 homes of Tahiti Park are already well served. The suggestion that the city should use taxpayers' money to fund what would be essentially an extension to the backyards of Tahiti Park residents would be laughable if it wasn't sponsored by a resident of Tahiti Park who's also a current city commissioner. The alternate suggestion that the zoning be revisited is mooted quietly, as if it has no material impact on the property owner. The purchaser bought a property on the understanding that its uses were as described in city records. To go back would invite a near certain property rights lawsuit at a time when our legal costs in the city already average over $140,000 per month. The property was for sale in 2011 for just $150,000, which would have been under $4,000 to each of the 40 Tahiti Park homes. The cost today would be many times that in a rising real estate market, which to my mind comes into the category of you snooze, you lose, not into the category of expecting a public purse handout to keep their neighborhood free from what would otherwise be legal development. At a bare minimum, Commissioner Ahern-Koch must recuse herself from this conversation, as their conflicts of interest would invite a lawsuit in themselves from the property owner, and quite rightly so. I would remind you, because we seem to forget sometimes, that we have $150 million in pension deficits, 25% less police officers than we had 15 years ago, a current this year budget deficit, and a potential for a loss of revenue if homestead changes pass in Tallahassee. Based on these facts alone, now is not the time to even consider spending hundreds of thousands of dollars of taxpayers' dollars on a park extension for a few hundred feet that the 54,000 residents of the city don't need, but the 40 homes in Tahiti Park want. If the residents of Tahiti Park want to build a Trump-like wall or barrier against the outside world, let them do so with their own money and not with city taxpayers' money. Thank you.
Melinda Del Pash.